Let me guess, you've tried budgeting 3 times this year and you failed every single time. But here's the thing, it's not you. If you're a roofing sales rep trying to budget month to month, you're setting yourself up to feel broke, even in your best years. The system you're using was built for someone with a salary, not a roofing sales rep pulling in 6 figures that comes crashing in waves. What's up, Roof Money Pros? Mike here with Roof Money Pro, and my mission is to help roofing professionals like you maximize your careers and build wealth. Look, I hated budgets for years, still do. Tried them, failed them, felt like garbage every time my income bounced around and blew up whatever plan I made. And here's what finally clicked. I wasn't the problem. Monthly budgets just don't work when your paycheck changes every 30 days. If you're crushing it in the field but your bank account feels like a roller coaster, stick around, because today we're exposing why traditional monthly budgeting fails roofing sales reps, the hidden damage it causes to your confidence and your wallet, and what actually works when your income is all over the place. This channel is for roofing sales reps making good money but struggling to turn income into wealth. And hey, if this resonates, hit that subscribe button right now, because I drop videos every week specifically for reps like you who are done spinning their wheels financially. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Every budgeting book, app, and financial guru out there assumes one thing: you get paid the same amount every month. They build their entire system around that steady paycheck hitting your account like clockwork. That's not roofing. You're riding commission waves. Roofing income looks like huge spikes during storm season, dry spells that come out of nowhere, random timing between selling, installing, and getting paid. Traditional budgets say allocate $2,000 for rent, $500 for food, $300 for gas, along with 20 other categories, and boom, you're done. Easy when the same amount lands in your bank account on the 1st and the 15th. Not so easy when March brought in $8,000 and April only scraped together $4,000. A static monthly plan in a seasonal business is like wearing flip-flops in winter and blaming your feet on being cold. Storm season hits and suddenly you're closing deals left and right. Then winter rolls in and homeowners aren't even thinking about their roof. Your budget ignores the fact that some months carry the whole year. Here's what actually happens when you try to monthly budget on commission income. Month 1, you set the budget, you feel organized, motivated. Month 2, income drops, you break the budget. Month 3, you rewrite the budget. Month 4, you stop trusting it. This constant recalculating does something sneaky. It wears you down. This is why so many reps feel like they're constantly breaking their own budget. It's not because you're undisciplined or bad with money. It's because you're exhausted from chasing a moving target. Fluctuating commissions destroy any sense of consistency. One month you feel like you're printing money because everything worked out. Next month you're scrambling because 3 deals fell through and you're suddenly short. The budget didn't change, the bills didn't change, your income changed. When your budget becomes purely reactive instead of intentional, you've lost. At that point, you're just playing defense with your money instead of actually building wealth. That's not a plan, that's hope. And here's something that doesn't get brought up in sales meetings. Big commission checks mess with your head. They don't feel like income, they feel like permission. Permission to upgrade the truck, take the trip, loosen up the casual spending just a little. Big commission check hits. 15 grand just landed in your account. Finally, some breathing room. So you move into a nicer place, get that big screen TV and the premium streaming services, pick up that gym membership, and eat out a little more often than you used to. These decisions feel fine at the moment because you think, I'll make it back next month. Except next month doesn't always cooperate. This is how fixed expenses creep up quietly. They lock in during your best months and become anchors during your worst ones. That $1,500 truck payment that felt easy when you were closing 4 deals a week, not so easy when you only close 1 this month. Good months end up sabotaging future bad months. You build a lifestyle your slow months can't support. Then, when income dips, you're not just stressed, you're stuck. Because cutting back means admitting you overextended. And nobody wants to downgrade their life. The boom and bust cycle becomes your new normal. And monthly budgets actually encourage this because they don't force you to think beyond the next 30 days. And here's the part that most budgets completely ignore. Timing. You close a deal today, maybe you get paid when the contract signs, maybe when the materials arrive, maybe when the job's complete, maybe when the customer pays the company. Depends on your comp plan. By the way, be sure to check out my other video breaking down commission rates and compensation structures. Now we add in install schedules, chargebacks, retainers, clawbacks, and suddenly your income exists on paper, not in your bank account. You might have crushed March, but the cash doesn't show up until April. Cash flow matters way more than income totals. You can have a $10,000 month on paper and still be broke on the 15th because the timing didn't line up with your bills. This is why budgeting by calendar month misses reality. Your income doesn't operate on a monthly cycle, but your budget pretends it does. Bills don't wait for your commission check to clear, and they sure as heck don't care that your best client is still in underwriting. They just want to be paid. Here's what nobody talks about: the shame and guilt when budgets fail month after month. When budgets fail, you don't blame the system, you blame yourself. You start thinking something's wrong with you, that you're not disciplined enough, not smart enough, not responsible enough. But the truth is, you're using a tool that wasn't designed for how you get paid. And that shame creates anxiety during slow months, overconfidence during good months, a boom and bust emotional cycle, and that's brutal because it chips away at your confidence. You feel like everyone else has their finances figured out while you're just scraping by, even though you're making six figures. And when confidence drops, performance follows. Financial stress doesn't just stay in your bank account. It shows up in your sales calls, your sleep, and your patience. Because when you feel like you can't control your finances, it bleeds into how you show up at work, at home, everywhere. All right, enough problems. Let's talk solutions. You don't need stricter budgets. You need systems that flex. Here's what actually works. When I was in roofing sales, I switched to living on a percentage instead of fixed dollar amounts. Game changer. Instead of saying I need $5,000 this month to cover expenses, I said I'm living off 25% of whatever comes in. Same lifestyle, different income levels. Here's what that looked like for me. I was living off that 25%, putting over 60% straight toward paying off my house, and still had room for fun and giving to charity. No guilt, no stress, because the system flexed with my income instead of fighting it. Separate income management from spending decisions. Your commissions go into one place. Your personal spending comes from another, on purpose. When money hits, immediately allocate it based on percentages. Savings, investing, taxes, giving, living expenses, including lifestyle. All predetermined percentages. Then you only spend from the living expense bucket. Simple. Build buffers during high income months. This is key. Stack cash when times are good so slow months don't wreck you. This isn't about restriction. It's about creating stability. Good months don't mean spend more. They mean prepare better. Finally, plan for variability instead of fighting it. Expect income to bounce. Slow months aren't emergencies. When you stop pretending your income is stable, everything gets easier. Create financial systems that flex with income. Percentages flex, fixed budgets don't. That's the difference. If monthly budgeting keeps failing you, remember that it's not because you're bad with money or lack self-control. The problem is you've been using a tool for salaried employees in a commission-based world. Roofing sales reps don't need tighter rules and overwhelming budgets. You don't need more willpower or better apps or another spreadsheet. You need adaptive systems that expect income swings and still keep your life stable. When your finances match how your income actually works, the stress drops, the guilt disappears, and suddenly you're not just making good money, you're actually building real wealth. If you found this video helpful and it gave you some clarity on why your cash flow is broken and what you actually need to do to fix it, make sure you're subscribed because I'm building something here just for you, and I've got more coming your way each week. Next up, I'm breaking down the only saving system that works for roofing sales income. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.